Utah GOP senators have extended gender-affirming care for one more year before they permanently ban it. Let me read this article really quick from the Salt Lake Tribune, and then I'm going to talk about it. So stick around, be a doll, hit the like button. It says, not comfortable cutting off that care. GOP senators amend Utah trans bill to extend care access. The amended bill lengthens some minors' access to gender-affirming care by 1 year. Utah's supermajority Republican legislature is expected to pass a permanent ban on gender-affirming care for trans youth. But ahead of that, a Senate committee voted Wednesday to lengthen the amount of time minors already receiving such treatments can continue that care. The state currently has a moratorium on gender-affirming care for teenagers and children, which prohibits surgically changing a transgender minor's sex characteristics and bars prescribing puberty blockers or hormone replacement therapy to Utahns under 18 who were not diagnosed with gender dysphoria prior to the 2023 law. So, we already know that banning gender-affirming care for trans people, especially trans youth, results in high suicide rates. We have known this for decades, and Republicans knowingly attacked trans children and left them in extreme danger in America. Many have already fled their red states or fled the country entirely. We just saw, or currently are seeing, one of the largest migrations in U.S. history. Almost 500,000 trans people have already fled red states. Why am I still here? I have a privilege of being white, and that means I probably won't be the first target because, let's be real, these are white supremacists, these are Nazis, and they go after people of color first. So I have a privilege of being here, using my voice to talk about this shit. Let me continue. This year's HB 174 from Representative Rex Shipp, a Republican from Cedar City, would impose more permanent restrictions on trans youth access to hormone therapy, but minors already receiving that care can continue until 2028 under the committee's amendment. The cutoff in the original bill was 2027. So this has bought a little bit of time for anyone that's remaining in Utah, but they are still continuing with a permanent ban on gender-affirming care for minors. This is life-saving care for trans children. We know this already. It's approved by all major medical associations in the country, along with countless approval of doctors, pediatricians, therapists, researchers, gender experts, sociologists, teachers, psychiatrists, and many, many, many others. I don't even have the time to list everyone. There are so many. And for Republicans, why? Why do you think you know better than all of these experts when you can't even get fucking pronouns right? The only trans people they will listen to are detransitioners, which is less than 0.5% of the trans population. 99% of trans people never detransition. And the ones that do end up retransitioning later on in life, and they can have a cycle of this throughout their whole life. So we should not be listening to the detransitioner voices as a voice of the trans community. Meanwhile, as trans people are only 1% of the population and only 30% of trans people ever get a surgery, America's #1 gender-affirming surgery in teenagers is breast implants in cisgender females. So why aren't Republicans accusing cisgender female teens of mutilation? Why aren't Republicans calling them demons, calling them possessed for mutilating their body like they say to trans people? I'll tell you why. Republicans think they know better because they are aiding in a genocide effort against transgender Americans, starting with children. By the Trump regime, This is sick. Republicans are denying reality on this. Their evil needs to be broadcasted far and wide. Banning gender-affirming care for trans people, especially trans youth, is a death sentence. Republicans are doing this intentionally with no regard for human life, and they need to be held accountable. Thank you for listening. Please like this, share it, leave your comments, subscribe to stay updated on important news, and I'll be back very